I've been watching you on the Facebook group for, a few months or whatever it's been, and then you reached out to me and you were like, "Hey, I'm a veteran too, by the way. I was in the Marines, so tell me about your Marine experience."
Oh, I was in 86 to 91, and I did basically nothing with my life for the first 6 months out of high school. So I went to boot camp in January, and back then, let's see, yeah, my platoon was the first platoon to do the full 13 weeks, just like the men. But instead of hand-on-hand combat bugle stick training, we got makeup classes.
No shit.
And
Wow.
yeah, and you get people from all over, so they got to train you they got to assume you don't know anything. So went to boot camp, then trained and did exercises and stuff like that, and then Desert Shield broke out, went to Desert Storm, was there for the whole thing, and now my MREs are considered classics. I'm like, what? We had the brown bag ones, and you didn't eat the chicken a la king because you could get a bone.
That's pretty funny right there. What was the go-to MRE back in the day? Was there like a pride and joy one?
Oh, I don't remember. I don't remember. Nope.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Just stay away from the chicken bone.
The chicken a la king, that's all I remember. You didn't want that one because you got chicken bones in it.
That's pretty funny. That's wild. No kidding. Cool. So, all right. So Thou Sweet Kitchen. It's awesome. We were talking about this the other week. How you've implemented a few fun features, coming up with a little version of you and all that. But how'd you come up with Thou Sweet Kitchen? How'd it start off?
I love baking. I just love, 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 love it. I got off work and baked today. I've got a strawberry swirl cheesecake over here cooling. And I just, one day, the thought just popped in my head. Hey, make YouTube videos. And I knew nothing about them. So I learned everything from scratch. And it's really kind of cool. And actually, I just finished shooting a video where I kind of tell how my mom and I are the same, because I come from a long line of bakers. And my mom, her hobbies were, she was a clown and a puppeteer. So I'm a YouTuber, and I also like to bake, and I do silly things in my YouTube videos. So apple doesn't fall far from the tree. And
that's kind of cool.
So I have, and then it's just progressed, and now I have a full special green screen studio, special effects studio in my basement, and I have a mini me and the big me, and I started, actually, the video that just dropped last Friday, I tell a little story before I go into the baking part, and the video is doing really well. If you look, here's regular and here's the video. So if you look at the charts, and it's cool. So I have a goofy, loony side to me that I just let loose and be creative in all the videos and because you got to make them entertaining. Nobody's going to watch somebody go, la, 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 la. Yeah, you got to make them entertaining. So I just let loose, and the best ideas come when I'm exercising. I'm doing laps in the pool. They just boom. So
that's perfect.
Yeah,
That's perfect. You know how the ideas come. So if you're like hitting a writing block or something, you can just go pop in the pool and get some laps and probably come out with a few good ideas, huh?
well, if nothing's coming, then that means I'm tired. Usually,
Fair enough.
I don't have I have endless ideas, endless, and they just endless, and they're fun to do. And I've gotten pretty good at the video editing software and the technical part with the 4K and the DSLR camera and the light boxes, and that those were hurdles because I didn't grow up with this
Oh yeah,
technology stuff. We had black and white.
sure.
I had Nikon F1 in Desert Storm.
Oh shit, no kidding.
Yeah,
It's changed up a little since then.
yeah. The internet wasn't even like out of two people.
Mhm.
So
That's a decent point. My previous boss and good friend was is a retired Marine, master sergeant, and he was in public relations. And he told me a funny story. He's like, yeah, like I was in back when the internet first came out, and basically, I think it is you guys have Commandant as well, right?
yeah,
Commandant are your hires,
yeah.
or is it general? So something like the Commandant released a message basically saying like oh shit, like we're gonna have some problems with like operational security stuff, people posting stuff online. Like there's a whole thing about figuring that part out on the PR side of things. I thought it was interesting.
What was your name? Because I dated the guy.
Matt Butler.
Nope, nope.
That would have been a small world.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
That's cool. Though. Interesting. So I love that you started doing this. So have you always been baking, or is this something recently you fell in love with, or what?
No, yeah, it's kind of later in life thing. I did a lot of other things after, got out, went to college, got a degree,
Hmm.
did the regular, and had a career for a while, and had my own company for a while, and that was fun. And
Cool.
now I'm back in the working, and somebody else is writing my paycheck. That's really nice.
That's nice.
And when you own your own company, you give your money out to everybody else, and anything you have left is yours. And sometimes you're
Fair
like, that's it?
enough.
Wait. Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, I have a regular job now, and then I do YouTube videos, and it's really fun. And baking is just fascinating. It's a hobby that I liked it when I was in high school, but so I guess you could say I just
Hmm.
rediscovered it on a different level. And I'm just totally intrigued about the science, the flavors, the all the different worldly things, all the different dishes around the world, like choux pastry. That's the Paris breast video is the first one with the story at the front, and that one's doing good. That's came from a trip from Paris, and
Hmm.
yeah, so it's just fascinating.
That's great. I love that you're doing the storytelling bit too, and I see that too. And that it's interesting when you're scrolling through a bunch of videos and somebody captivates you with a good video storytelling aspect to it. You just get hooked and you wanna watch more. It makes sense, right?
Yeah.
So no, that makes a lot of sense. So what are some of your favorite recipes to cook? What do you enjoy the most part about baking? Like any top few recipes stand out?
Well, let's see. I I did just make, well, I already made a video about the white fluffy cake. And that's the cake that was through three generations in my family. My grandma made it, my mom made it. It uses the reverse creaming method, and which makes it fluffier, and then you decorate it, you cover it in ermine frosting, that's really weird because it starts with a flour and milk roux that you're actually cooking on in a saucepan on the stove. And you make that into
Interesting.
this wonderful, it was my favorite growing up. And I have pictures going all back with my grandma with the white fluffy cake. That was like the go-to cake for celebrations.
Cool.
That
Oh,
one was good. And then that I don't know. I don't. Besides that, I really don't have anything that's favorite because I like them all.
fair,
Even
fair enough.
pies. Pies can sometimes be. People think they're boring, but they're if you when you make the right crust and it just all comes together crispy, and you've got a depth of
Mm.
flavor and whatever your filling is, if it's a chiffon filling or berry filling, that's and you've got different flavors as you're eating it.
Mm.
That's what I like.
You're making me hungry. I'm having a coffee right now, and I keep thinking I'm like, man, a pie sounds like it would go really good with my coffee right now.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
you know what we had a baker growing up in Florida, and with the pie lady, she sold a lot of pies, and she used to cook these pies with alcohol in them. And what was it? I think they were like no bake pies, so the alcohol didn't evaporate out or whatever.
Hmm.
So like we used to always joke, how many slices does it take to feel like you're drinking a beer or a glass of wine or whatever.
Oh.
But they're pretty tasty. But that's interesting. Cool. So out of those, what do you think are your followers' favorite recipes, or some your followers who really latch on to certain desserts?
Frostings. All my frostings do.
Hmm,
All those videos do fabulous. People like to know about frostings.
cool. Okay.
Yeah. So
Nice.
they've got the highest views and that and this is the weirdest thing. I made a video on how to make a sugar dome off the charts.
Hmm,
It's got like 9,000
cool.
views and it just month over month has the most views.
Hmm,
I wish I could figure
cool.
out something else that goes along with a sugar dome. What else? I would keep on making those kind of videos, but a sugar
Yeah.
dome, that's it.
Nice.
Yep.
Sometimes people like the basics, I guess, huh?
No, it's not. It's a sugar dome not made with isomalt. It's made with cooked sugar and then it's a dome that just kind of
Huh,
makes any dish you have a showstopper. That's it. Just go to my
interesting.
channel, look up sugar. If you actually sort it by popularity, sugar
Mm-hmm.
dome will come up as number one.
All right, I'm gonna have to check it out. I'm gonna have
I
to look that
I
up.
don't know why,
I'm not. Hmm,
but
I'm gonna check that one out
yeah.
to see what it's about. I'm not. I never. I don't know what it is. I think it's the measuring part that always maybe turned me off a little from baking. I've never been the best baker. I've always been more of a cook. And even when I cooked in the Coast Guard, they used to make fun of me in cooking school because I would make cakes and somehow they would get like lopsided in the oven. And they used to always joke like it looks like an underway cake, like we're out at sea in the waves, but we're not. So I don't know, something about me. I'm not a very good baker,
Well,
to be
see,
honest.
that's baking is an exactness, and there's a science
Yeah.
behind everything, and every element that goes into something has a purpose. Like um, sugar, sugar. That's how come I like it, because
Hmm.
there's a purpose and there's a reason, and it is a science, kinda. And you've got to measure everything properly. If you don't measure it properly, yeah, you're gonna get a underway cake. You're gonna get,
that's probably what I did.
yeah,
That's pretty funny though.
yeah.
That's cool.
It like,
All right, so
hmm?
oops, sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna go on like a lot of people don't know that sugar has a lot to do with a cake rising, and actually, this is really interesting. I think, sorry, is that if you go back in time, cakes they actually used air and yeast before 1850. to get a rise in their cakes. And the Genoa sponge that we still have today, you whisk it on high and beat in a lot of air, because when you put it in the oven, air expands, and that makes the Genoa sponge, rise. And baking soda and baking powder weren't invented until 1850, which gives us the modern cakes that we have now. So the cakes in colonial times, and they didn't have mixers back then. I was reading a cookbook. You had to whisk for like an hour. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Beat that. You had to whisk your butter. Beat your butter. Get all that air in there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, sure. That's pretty funny right there. I know I have like a vivid memory of beating to make like stiff peaks. We're all like standing in the freezer trying to do it by hand because our instructor told us we couldn't do it by hand, and we like kind of got it, but not we didn't really get it good enough, But we were probably in there an hour.
Oh,
we stood in the freezer because I guess that's supposed to make it like get a little stiffer, easier, but that was a workout.
yeah, well, whipped cream, yeah. Mm-hmm. No, I would never try that by hand. No.
Yeah. Get our workout in. But so Val, so I didn't know that before that you owned your own company too, but past that you run a really great YouTube channel, make some successful videos. What would you advise any of our military entrepreneurs listening in who are looking to, they might have say a bread company or a spice company or whatever it may be, and they're looking to make their own social media videos to promote their products? What kind of advice would you have for them?
Well, nowadays, there's a lot more resources for veterans to grow your company, start your company, write everything from writing a business plan to there's just so much more available. Seed capital, even cash flow is the blood of a company, and cash flow and marketing. You got to get everything out there. You can't just sit there and go, okay, I'm going to start a company. I hope they come by. You got to. So, yeah, oh, yeah. Social media. If I was going to start a company, social media is an integral part of it. You got to get your emails. You got to get at least have a website with your menu. And stuff, and ways that people can order online. When I had my company, in 1997, people were afraid to even put their credit card in the shopping cart to check out. They would get it all together and then call us to place their order. So, yeah, but now it's yeah, and don't be afraid to spend money on it either. That's a whole storefront for you. And oh yeah, if you've got a kitchen or something like that, start shooting some video. Just start, and because it'll develop into something. It'll start to form something. I mean, if you look at my first video, I'll just tell you, if you look at my very first videos, they sucked. They were really bad. And I think my friends just watched them because they wanted to be my friend and they were just being my friend. But they got eventually better as you do it. So that's what I would do, is just use all the available resources and get that storefront. Work it from email to videos to Instagram to TikTok, all of that. You just go on YouTube, Val's Sweet Kitchen, and you can Google it. It comes up. It's pretty unique. I did try Val's Kitchen, but Valerie Bertinelli is all over the place, and I just got lost. So it's Val's Sweet Kitchen. Just Google it. I'm right there. And when you subscribe, make sure you hit the bell so that way you'll be notified whenever I publish a video. You know something else too? I'm just going to say, there is a digital divide, and it's generational. Like my generation, they don't really know. All the old people are on Facebook, and the younger folks are on YouTube. And actually, my demographic statistics show it because I have a
Huh,
Facebook
that's cool.
page too. So, but my main mothership is my YouTube page, my YouTube channel, and then everything else just kind of leads to it till Facebook starts paying more.
Let's go Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's
So,
awesome though, Val. It's been a pleasure having you on. Thanks for taking the time. We'll see you. I'll see you around more in the group on the Facebook group chat.
oh
And
yeah.
it's been a pleasure. All right,
So,
take
so,
care.
yep, yeah, yeah. Y'all tune in. They just get funnier and funnier. I
There
wear
we
a
go.
tutu and one coming up in a few weeks, and it's a bodacious
Uh,
tutu.
there,
Bougie,
there,
bougie,
there you go.
bougie
Everyone tuning
tutu.
in. That's great. Awesome. All right, Val. Take care.
Thanks.